Republican Congressman from Florida, Greg Steube, to join me for more on this. A pleasure to have you here with us, Congressman. Thank you for being with us today, of course. So let's jump right in here. If you were able to listen to that, certainly a lot of headlines made here today, and there's clearly a friendly relationship here. In fact, one thing that stood out to all of us is when the Prime Minister of India talked about MAGA, Make America Great Again, and then he talked about making India great again and said together it's a mega partnership. And while they are clearly very friendly, were you at all surprised that there wasn't a more specific agreement laid out in terms of how to equal the playing field on trade as the president would like?
Well, I'm glad that you brought that up because that was the first thing I was going to say. You got Modi wanting to make India great again, and that's certainly newsworthy. I think a lot of things here, obviously the defense piece, they want to have an agreement as to fight terrorism, which is awesome. Look, we in the United States face a 50% tariff from India. So to level the playing field, like what President Trump wants to do, is great for American workers, and I think is going to move us into the golden age of America like President Trump wants us to do. So I think there was a lot of stuff that came out of this press conference, from defense to us selling oil and gas to India, which obviously is going to lower their reliance on Russian oil and gas, which is obviously going to impact Russian income of money, and obviously the Ukraine war. And then from a defense perspective, working together with them in that hemisphere is very, very important from a national security perspective. So there's a lot of positive things for America that came out of that press conference.
And no question in terms of reinvigorating Quad security sector also. And I think that when you hear the two leaders talk about the United States perhaps becoming the #1 supplier of oil and gas to India, as you point out, that lessens the reliance on Russian oil and gas. But they also talked about the rare earth minerals, things like lithium. And they also talked about artificial intelligence, things like that they would work together to for progress. That, again, lessens the reliance on China.
Yeah, that's all huge for the United States. That's all huge for American manufacturers to be able to rely upon other exports other than China to be able to get those rare minerals that you're going into chips and manufacturing, the things that we need right here in the United States to be able to manufacture more in the United States. So I love what the president is doing and putting America first. I love this cohesion of all of these leaders across the world that are willing to work with President Trump to make those goals a reality here in the United States. And it benefits Americans and American workers. It not only will benefit our economy, but it will benefit American workers right here at home.
Certainly. Congressman Steube, I have so many more questions for you. Unfortunately, we are out of time, so I hope that you'll come back and see us as soon as you can, okay?
Yeah, we'd love to.